but somebody had sent, it was either an email or a tweet, but the question was, what do you think about, whose fault is it when the camera catches the wrestler giving the other wrestler or using the blood capsule? And I was like, oh, fuck, that's so embarrassing. And then I realized, yes, they actually do apparently now use blood capsules in wrestling. Is this, to your knowledge, is this correct?
I guess. I'm not exactly sure how often blood is used in general, but I know in the past WWE has used blood capsules.
And that's basically for most people, that's wrestling these days. And it just is like, if you'd been around wrestling like I have for 45 years now, almost, you know that in the 70s and 80s, when people knew wrestling was a work, but nobody was smart. The definition of smart, knowing how it's done, knowing how the training goes on, knowing who's booking things and et cetera. Nobody was smart, but some people knew it was a work. But the stereotyped two biggest knocks against professional wrestling was, one, they have them fights and then they go out after the matches and have a drink with each other at the bar. No, they didn't. No, you fucking hillbilly fuck, who I witnessed this happen between two of the biggest stars in the business at whatever point in time. The two people that obviously wouldn't be seen with each other because they didn't like each other personally to begin with. In some cases, I've heard the story. We're always sitting out having a drink with each other. No, they weren't. They would have been fired, motherfuckers. It didn't happen back then. Now it fucking happens. As though they validated that now people think that's the way it always was. When the old timer says, well, they used to go out and have a drink with each other after the matches. And the second thing that was used as an insult was, well, all that blood's fake. That's fake blood. Even Tom Snyder on the Tomorrow Show, and you've seen the footage. Yeah. They came down to Memphis in 1979. No, it wasn't Tomorrow. It was Primetime Sunday. He was doing the Primetime News magazine. So this was in primetime on NBC. They came down to Memphis and shot tons of classic Lawler and Dundee footage because they even worked on TV against each other in the studio that weekend because the network cameras were there and all the great matches and these bumps and everything. And even Tom Snyder had said in the voiceover to one thing, when Dundee's actually bleeding, he's bleeding, right? And Snyder goes, but sometimes the real blood is not enough, so hidden capsules of red paint are used. What? Even on a network show, they didn't have the ability to fact check. That shows you how strong kayfabe was in 1979. A network TV news show did not have the ability to fact check how wrestlers actually really bled in the matches. But it was so insulting because there was no fake blood. Most of the time it was a fucking blade. Everybody knows that now. Sometimes, as people now know, it was a hard way where guys were good at a good, safe, allegedly safe in quotation marks, hard shot to the fucking eyebrow and you can split your eyebrow, or some guys went to the cheek or whatever, but it was a hard way, black eye. Ron Wright had the fucking chisel, which was of all of those things. The blade actually sounds preferable to me being used by my own hand. But the guys would do we've talked about the blood and the condoms, and people don't understand this. And this was when Horner was hung by Dirty White Boy. I think I was subconsciously trying to get Dirty White Boy to fucking kill Tim Horner. Because I wanted to, and these were violent angles that had been done in Continental a lot of times with Tony Anthony. And I was fully in favor of them, but it was to get heat on Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy, by taking this, white meat fucking local babyface who's a terrible promo and doing all these horrible things to him. But when we hung Horner and he bled from the mouth, it was his blood. And same thing when we hit Ricky Morton in the throat with the racket, it was his blood. And we've told a story now. You take a syringe and you draw some blood out of a guy's arm and you shoot it in the condom and you tie it off and it puts it in his mouth. And when it's time, he bites it. Because fake blood, even the good stuff they use for TV and movie production, has an element of food coloring in it that stains you in such a way that real blood, it doesn't dry. It looks good fresh, but it doesn't dry realistic. and it stains in some cases. And I mean, in those days, I've done it and still have some of the actual pieces of paper. The fans would go up to the ring and dip pieces of notebook paper in the blood and take them home as souvenirs if they could tell if it was not real blood. So it was never done. But now, once again, they're blood capsules. Fuck. If you are going to use blood to begin with, and you have a show where it's a forum that you need blood, such as you have a regular ongoing promotion and you're coming back with something or shooting an angle to get something over, not just doing a outlaw show on your birthday in your hometown and you want everybody to bleed, that's not the place for it. But if you can't use the fucking blade and give the guy discretion to do his own thing himself, then don't have fucking blood. Fuck. Is that horrible for me to get grumpy about that? It's insulting.
It's just unfortunately one of those things that has become modern big time wrestling. People still use the blade. I mean, it's not.
No, actually, Bobby Fulton's promotion was named Big Time Wrestling in Ohio, and Shane Douglas actually bled.
Well, there you go.
Not much, but he bled.
Well, he probably didn't take his aspirin.
Yeah, well,